back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome to my channel. Don't forget the red subscribe button down below so that you can become a part of all the craziness that is the Spoonie and the Roomies. And don't forget to hit that bell if you want to be notified every time that we upload a video. We do upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 o'clock, and then every once in a while we will have bonus videos like this one. This is going to be our 29-week update video. I meant to film this earlier this week to have it up Friday, yesterday, but that just didn't happen. This week's kind of been a crazy week, especially as far as my pregnancy is concerned. So yeah. So for starters, I am now 29 weeks. We are 11 weeks out, and that seems like forever. But it's just kind of one of those things. Obviously, if she decided that she was going to come now, I would be freaking out about it because it is way too early for her to come. But, yeah. It's just kind of one of those things. So, let's start with at 29 weeks gestation. Baby measures about 15.2 inches long and weighs about 2.5 to 3 pounds. Ava weighs a little bit over that. She is still measuring 3 weeks ahead. They're not super concerned about it. It's just kind of one of those things. She is also still sitting breech. Sure you guys are tired of hearing it. I know I am. And this past week, I feel like she's been doing like the Oompa Loompa dance, like the old Gene Wilder Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where they like had their hands out and did like the squats. Like this girl is beyond, like, she's gonna have buns of steel the amount of squats she's doing in here. So yeah, I found out this past week, after I got the results from my gestational sugar test. So I passed that. I do not have gestational diabetes, which is always a good thing, but I am severely anemic. So basically what that means is my iron levels are like super low. So basically without iron, your body doesn't produce enough red blood cells, and that carries the oxygen in your body, which explains why I've been so lightheaded. It explains why I've been so tired, and it also explains why I've been so out of breath. Obviously, a pregnancy in general, like, you're out of breath because you're growing a baby and there's only so much room that kid has to grow. But I feel like mine has been like more than normal, and especially if I haven't eaten in a while, it does get bad. So that kind of makes sense. The problem for me, because I can't make things easy, guys, we have learned that my body does not absorb the iron. So to like make things harder, so we tried the supplements, but naturally your body absorbs food and vegetables a lot easier than it does breaking down the supplements. So it's one of those things. We are going to continue to try the supplements as well as my diet to try and increase the amount of iron that I get. But we are also considering transfusions, because at this point, leading into our next topic, I have started contracting. And so basically, the doctors think that because I'm at a point in my pregnancy where she is so large, that basically my body's going, that thing in there is what's absorbing all our iron, and we need that to survive, so get that thing out. So like, it's like the survival instinct is kicking in my body, and So it's causing my uterus to start contracting to try and get her out, which obviously we don't want. Wednesday I started having contractions, and I had them from about 5 in the morning, and I had them all day. I thought that maybe they were Braxton Hicks. They were a little uncomfortable, and they felt like a period cramp. And so I was like, well, that's weird, because generally that's one of the things that tell the difference between a Braxton Hicks and a real contraction is like how they feel. And if you guys watched my 28-week video, at the end, when I was talking to my doctor about it, because I've been having kind of on and off contractions, she said if I got 4 or 5 in an hour for a couple hours that I should call them. Of course, I didn't do it. So I went through all day Wednesday, and like they weren't bad, and it's still really hard to try and figure out if it was because, like, if the pain was getting worse or if I was just getting tired. I was exhausted at the end of Wednesday. Did that. I mean, we still went about our normal day. I went to work. I picked Liza up. We came to my parents' house, had dinner with them. We went for a walk, the whole thing. I was also drinking a ton of water, because that's another thing with like Braxton Hicks, is if you are dehydrated at all, sometimes it has to do with like the position that you're in. But anyway, so naturally, like, those are things that I'm already trying to do. So I was drinking a ton of water, still wasn't doing anything. So Thursday morning when I woke up, and I was still having the contractions, I was like, all right, I need to call them. So got ready like normal, took Eliza to daycare, and then headed over to work. Waited at work to like make sure that I was still getting them and they weren't gonna like stop. And then like 8 or 8:30, I think it was, I called, and they were like, yeah, you need to come in, we need to see you. I was like, okay. So I went in, they put me on a whole bunch of monitors to monitor the contractions, to see how intense the intensity of them, as well as the consistency of them, as well as monitor Ava's heart rate to make sure that like her heart rate wasn't fluctuating or anything. And everything was okay. And they took my blood so that we could try to figure out if my iron levels had gone up at all. They hadn't gone up, but they hadn't gone down, so it was one of those things. They decided that they were going to give me a shot of progesterone, which kind of has like mixed reviews as far as whether or not it actually stops preterm labor. However, or stops/prevents. However, you know, they decided it was worth a shot, and it was at that point that my doctor discussed with me the possibility of getting an iron transfusion. And she explained the whole process. It's I mean, it's a long process from what I could tell, but it's not like a horrible one. It's just an IV. So I think we're gonna wait until my appointment. I have a doctor's appointment again on Tuesday. That will be my 30-week appointment. And because I go every 2 weeks now, and we're gonna get some more blood done, and we're gonna go from there. So then lastly, this past couple days, Friday. So yesterday I got a comment on my 28-week video from Amy Briggs, who said, who asked, could you answer a question in your next pregnancy update? Have you had any embarrassing / funny or TMI symptoms, like a lot of gas or / farting during your pregnancy? And so for starters, I want to say that if there's anything like this that you guys want to know, comment down below. I am all for answering these questions. It's the reason I make these pregnancy updates, so that you guys know what to expect, or at least have an idea. So with this pregnancy so far, I really haven't had a lot of like embarrassing things. I feel like my pelvic floor muscles are a lot weaker, so I actually do wear like a liner now, just in case, because I personally am really bad about going to the bathroom until I like have to go, and you really shouldn't do it because it's so bad for you. But every once in a while, like, I don't even notice. Like, I'll just like sit down to use the bathroom and look and be like, why are my underwear wet? And it's because a little bit came in, plain and simple. I have had, like, it just depends on what I eat as far as gas is concerned. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of gas this pregnancy. When I was pregnant with Eliza, that's where like most of the funniest stories are. The funniest story for like gas as far as Eliza was concerned is I was probably like 38-ish weeks pregnant with Eliza, and my mom was like, all right, let's walk this baby out. And I was like, all right, let's do it. We were walking around the block, and I swear with every step I was farting. It was just like, it was terrible. And my mom and I had to like stop every 5 minutes because we were laughing so hard because I was farting so much. Sean's funniest and probably the most TMI video or story that we have is when I was in labor with Liza. Like I said, I feel like most of these stories happen when you're in labor, but when I first started like contracting and was really uncomfortable, my mom and my sister-in-law had both said, they were like, all right, you know, if you feel like you need to poop really bad, you need to let us know. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, okay, what if I have to poop? It's not a big deal. Go throughout the day, and you know, like contractions are getting worse. I had the epidural wasn't working. I was in a lot of pain, and all of a sudden I was like, you know, I was screaming. It hurts. I wasn't screaming because my mom was like, that's not gonna help. That's not gonna help you. Stop screaming. But I was in a lot of pain, and then all of a sudden I like looked at them and I was like, I have to poop really bad. And then it like clicked in my head that like I didn't have to poop, that was like my body being like, all right, let's push this baby out. And I was like, I have to push. And it's like Sean's favorite video because, or favorite story, because he goes like, your eyes just like lit up and you were like so confused and you were just like, I have to poop. I have to push. So it's like his favorite one ever. And then like TMI as far as like that stuff is concerned, if you've never had a baby before, this was not something I was told. It is not something I was warned about. It is not something that I even expected, and it makes a whole bunch of sense now. Most women poop on the delivery table. And that is because obviously, I feel like maybe not if you have a C-section. If you have a natural vaginal birth, you are going to poop. Plain and simple. And it's because, so like the way that baby sits, and like your intestines are soft and they go like right underneath. And so like, I mean, you're a woman, you know how all that stuff lines up down there. It's like squeezing a tube of toothpaste because you are pushing out a human being. That was loud, sorry guys. But it's just one of those things that like I never thought about it, I never considered it. And so there I am like pushing because the nurse is like, all right, we can try pushing. And I'm like, nah, I need to get this baby out. But so there I am pushing, and like Sean's sitting up here by my head giggling, and she's just like, okay, keep pushing, as she's like wiping me. And like at that point I didn't care, but that's probably like the most TMI thing, I guess. The only other TMI thing I had was when you lose your mucus plug and when you have your bloody show, because I guess like mucus plugs can like regenerate themselves until like your cervix truly opens. It's actually really common to lose your mucus plug or part of your mucus plug during intercourse with your partner. And your body just kind of regenerates it. But when I lost that, I'm pretty sure I had my sister-in-law come look at it, because I was like, is this what this is? I don't know what this is. Is this what this is? And luckily, she's awesome. She is a nurse. She was training to be an RN and has aspirations to be labor and delivery anyway. So she was like my go-to person to ask all these ridiculous questions to. But yeah. So to Amy, I really hope that answered your question. It was kind of rambly. I'm really sorry. Pregnancy brain has me kind of going 90 miles an hour. But yeah. And I hope you guys got some entertainment out of those questions. If you have any more, like I said, comment them down below. I will do my best to answer them. And I love to see them. I love to see the feedback, and I like seeing that you guys, your input on the videos. So really appreciate it. With that being said, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get this edited, and then it is going to go up. I don't know when it's going to go up. You guys will be seeing it sometime today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Bye guys!